Well, folks, it seems America's favorite pastime, after debating healthcare and forgetting to refrigerate potatoes, is accepting gifts from foreign governments. This time the benefactor is Qatar, and the present? A shiny Boeing 747-8 worth $400 million. Now you might be thinking, free plane, what's the catch? Oh, you sweet summer child, buckle up. It's about to get interesting. This isn't your grandma's hand-me-down station wagon. This is Air Force One we're talking about, the flying Oval Office, the Cadillac one of the skies. Except it's not quite Air Force One yet. It's currently in San Antonio, Texas, awaiting its grand makeover. The plan is to turn this Qatari beauty into a temporary replacement for the current Air Force One, which is aging. But like a fruit basket from someone you vaguely remember, this generous offering accepted by the president has raised eyebrows, especially among Democrats who are envious and critical of the decision, partly because Boeing didn't finish the airplane order during the president's first term. So about this whole gift thing, the narrative is as clear as a glass of unfiltered tap water. Former President Trump stated it's a present to the U.S. Air Force, a token of friendship, a symbol of goodwill, a significant gesture of thanks. However, some reports from CNN suggest otherwise. Their sources indicate the U.S. approached Qatar after Boeing faced delays in delivering new jets. Qatar's Prime Minister describes it as a government-to-government deal. Meanwhile, the White House press secretary refers to it as a donation. The situation is described with terms like gift, sale, and quid pro quo. One thing everyone seems to agree on: lawyers are involved, many of them. Both US and Qatari legal teams are closely examining this deal, focusing on the details of the contract. Now, what's the plan for this majestic metal bird? Well, the idea is to give it a presidential makeover, a sort of pimp my ride for commanders-in-chief. We're talking encrypted communication systems, top-of-the-line electronic warfare capabilities, and enough backup power to make a Tesla blush. It's basically going to be Air Force One 2.0, albeit a temporary one until the real deal, the red, white, and blue beauty, is ready to soar in about 2 years. But wait, there's more. Trump, ever the showman, has other plans for this airborne asset. Once it's served its term as the flying White House, he wants to park it in his presidential library. Yes, you heard that right. Because what better way to commemorate your presidency than with a $400 million reminder of that time you maybe, possibly, allegedly accepted a questionable gift from a foreign government? Of course, this being a Trump-era saga, there are more ethical concerns than you can shake a stick at. Democrats, those perennial party poopers, are crying foul. They're waving around words like transparency, accountability, and conflict of interest. Senator Schumer, never one to miss a chance to throw shade, has even put a hold on Justice Department nominees until he gets a full rundown of the deal. Even some Republicans are looking a little uneasy, like they just realized they left the stove on back home. They're worried about the optics, the cost, and the potential security risks of flying the president around in a plane that used to belong to, well, someone else. Section 5, security concerns. Hold my carrot tea. Speaking of security risks, let's talk about retrofitting this bad boy. Experts, those killjoys who actually know things, are warning that turning a regular plane into Air Force One isn't as simple as slapping on a new coat of paint and calling it a day. We're talking years of work, folks. Years. And that's if everything goes smoothly, which, let's be honest, with this administration, it's about as likely as a unicorn winning the Kentucky Derby. There are concerns about foreign surveillance devices, back doors, and all sorts of other nasty surprises that might be lurking within the plane's intricate wiring. It's like buying a used phone on eBay and hoping the previous owner wasn't a teenage hacker with a penchant for cat videos and international espionage. Section 6, red, white, blue, and a whole lot of bickering. As you can imagine, this whole plane debacle has sparked a political firestorm. Democrats are predictably outraged. They're calling it a national security threat, a waste of taxpayer money, and further proof that Trump is basically a walking, talking ethics violation. Republicans, meanwhile, are split. Some, like Senators Thune and Cruz, are echoing the Democrats' concerns, albeit with a little less yelling and a lot more furrowed brows. Others, like Senator Hawley, think we should just buy American because patriotism and all that. And then there are the conservative commentators, those bastions of nuanced discourse who are having a field day with this. They're calling it everything from a brilliant power move by Trump to a sign of the apocalypse. Section 7, Qatar's take: it's a deal, not a bribe. Qatar insists this is a legitimate business transaction between two governments. No strings attached, no quid pro quo. Coincidence? Qatar says yes. Section 8, Boeing, the real winner? While politicians bicker and security experts fret, there's one group quietly celebrating this whole ordeal: Boeing. The American aerospace giant, facing criticism and financial woes, just scored a massive win. Not only did they unload a plane that was probably gathering dust in a hangar, but they also secured a multi-billion-dollar deal with Qatar Airways. It's enough to make you think, are they in on this too? Section 9, the plane. Truth and its implications. So what's the truth about this gift? Is it a generous act of friendship, a shady backroom deal, or just another example of Trump being Trump? Honestly, at this point, who the hell knows? But one thing's for sure, this whole saga has thrown the spotlight on the murky world of international diplomacy, where favors are currency, and even the most extravagant gifts come with a hefty price tag. And as for that shiny Boeing 747-8, well, it's still sitting in Texas, a $400 million symbol of a relationship that's as complicated as it is controversial. And that, my friends, is the plain truth.